Hello everybody, I'm Count Christo and welcome back to the Best of Both Worlds campaign. In the last episode, it freaking happened. We tore our way through France. It was glorious, our tanks were unstoppable, our control of the air was rapidly established with the new, upgraded and well-rested Luftwaffe. It was phenomenal. In this episode, we're going to have to try and adjust to the new reality. I started rushing rather extremely at the end of the last episode to try and sort things because I needed to end recording. So let's just be careful here and try and wrap things up with maximum allied casualties and minimal downsides for us. We will probably wish to invade Republican Spain and Sweden, both very shortly. They each allow us access to resources, Republican Spain being via Portugal, and Sweden, of course, being directly into their tungsten and steel reserves. Although, neither of them providing too much of a problem right now. Tungsten is still a pain. We could actually, I hadn't thought about that, we could import from the Manchu Republic by land now. Fantastic. Let's do that. What else? Right, so the Chinese front, they clearly had no men ready to counter our major offensive here. They didn't expect the Soviets to fold like the wet napkin that they actually were. So we're going to keep our big rush through China going, build up an ally, and then at some point I suppose we're going to need to liberate the Japanese homelands. I had an idea, which was we could kick Japan out of the faction, and then Japan would instantly peace deal with the Allies and get kicked out and probably join the Allies. I don't know what they'd take in the peace deal though, because they can't force them to be democratic because they already are. And then we might be at war with Japan and we could take China for ourselves. But I think I decided at the end of the day, the democratic Japanese being on our side against the Allies, it's just too fun to get rid of that. All right, let's process some of these reports. What happened to the Kriegsmarine in the end? Is this it? Is that all the survivors? Good lord. Okay. Well, we seriously cut out the what's it called? We separated the chaff. We lost a carrier. Did we lose a carrier, or is it one of the other ones? We've got one down in Italy. We've got three down in Italy. Okay, but we lost a carrier up here. Darn it. Which one? The Europa's still going. That's good. Didn't we have another one that was seasoned? I don't know. Ships' experience changes so rapidly as they take damage. The Christo, thank God. The super heavy Christo is still standing. Okay. I don't think I'm going to go through and read all these battle results. We are... Look at that! The Gneisenau doing sterling work. He won that fight that we saw briefly. Was it in the last episode? Maybe the one before? Okay, so let's get organized. We want to, of course, rush down Allied Spain. Crush our way through here as quickly as possible. So let's get one of these armies. Your presence is requested. Required, in fact, on the Spanish front. Get there as soon as possible. Let's just make sure we get them there with all due haste. Meanwhile, the tanks... I think I will delete the tanks' orders and manually control them. You guys closing that one. If you two come south, we need to deal with these guys. Some of the tanks, like any tanks in the north. Yeah, right. So the Maginot, pocketed troops in the Maginot have laid down their arms. Good. Some of you are going to overstack. Alright, I'll put you on there. Which one are you? Manstein. I always get Manstein and Guderian confused on their pictures. Right, here we can wipe you out. They're trying to land at Bordeaux. Bunch of Free French troops trying to land there. How many men does Free France actually have now? I'm curious. Oh my god. How do you have 40 to 55 civilian... military factories? Maybe over here? Good God, Free France has a lot of factories. That might just not have updated yet. They did surrender very recently. On the naval front, I think we could do with more... Not carriers. Unless you were to split our navy, of course. We might want one navy around here ready to fight the British, while another one goes and does like long-range surface raiding and stuff. God, we're making one a year of these things. That's, I mean, it's fast, but it's not... I mean, it's not going to swell our numbers very rapidly, is it? I think we should probably make some more heavy cruisers. And we definitely need more technology for making better ships. Getting ready for the War of the Pacific. Sorry, the War of the Atlantic, which is just about to begin. Slightly late. Slightly, I say. Alright. Obviously, this is the main US resistance in France. These guys are going to get wiped out almost as soon as combat is joined, I presume. Yeah, once these guys get there, we'll power through there. In the skies, we are still powering through. We could probably do without our naval bombers suiciding over the channel. I think it was probably a good idea while it lasted. We did kill a lot of enemy shipping in that small period. How many ships do you have? Oh my god. We killed about 60% of the British fleet during the invasion of France. Look at that. We took heavy casualties, but still, that's pretty good. Lost heavy battleship, one heavy cruiser, 2 battleships, 1 battle cruiser, 1 light cruiser. Lost 3 heavy cruisers, 1 destroyer, 4 Nimrods. I think that might be a plane. Lost 2 carriers. Yes. So our naval bombers did sterling work. We'll have them stand down. I think an invasion of Britain could be eminently doable in the near future, but we're going to clear up down here first and just, you know, regain a good grip on the world first. There. You guys, head south. I want the Spanish capitulation on my desk by April. Get on it. You guys get down here. You also get down here. Yep, those guys have been wiped out. Excellent. In terms of port defenses, obviously we'll have to rethink our plan here. We do not have the manpower. Well, actually, we probably do have the manpower, honestly, to man the entire coast. But it's probably no longer necessary. Now there isn't the threat of a huge mass of troops nearby. It's probably entirely unnecessary. Because what we can do now is just have men behind the line. And then, if they land in force, we have the force to, you know, to oppose them. They're not going to be able to resist the might of our armed forces, even if they successfully get a bunch of landings done. So what I think I'll do is, first off, the puppet divisions that were up here, U-17. I think we might begin an African campaign with you. Seems fine. There's not much to be had down here, but there's not nothing. There's a whole bunch of chromium in the south. There's obviously factories. We've let them build up after quite over a long time. So there's factories. There's some rubber, which is basically not a concern for us at the moment, because our synth refineries are producing so much. But you know, there's some stuff down here that we could get, and considering the number of decent divisions we have, I don't really mind the puppets doing it. So let's see what we can do with 25 puppet divisions here. See if we can take, oh, I don't know, all of Africa. I have a sneaking suspicion that we might be able to, considering the vast, vast casualties we just inflicted upon the Allies. Okay, tanks. Don't let them retake Bilbao. So are you not going to join the indoctrination? I'm very surprised they haven't joined the Comintern. Oh, wait. What Comintern? Is there a Comintern left? There is not. The only 2 factions in the world right now are Mittel Europa and the Allies. That's great. Who are the majors, is out of interest? The Russians, still a major. State of Japan, still counting, even though they capitulated. Sweden, counting as a major right now. Interesting. Does that mean we have shorter justification? No, it has to be a major at war, I think, to get the shorter justification time. Sad. Sad, but oh well. Alright, charging through here. Let's get A little bit of reinforcement on this fight, just to make it go a little more smoothly. I'd love these guys to leave the port. So let's withdraw there. We don't have any planes over the Med right now. Let's get this. This is the Med fleet, you know. I'm going to want you. Why have you been unassigned, Carl? Well, Carl, you can come down here. It's going to take him a while to get here. Let's use someone who hasn't been assigned anywhere. There we go. Let's see what we can do to convoy raid in the Western Med. Oh, hello. There's a whole bunch of them in Barcelona, apparently. Interesting. Well, I have the men en route to deal with them, so that shouldn't be a problem. Where was that supply problem? Oh, hello. They landed next to Bordeaux. Make them regret it, please. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Landing with no organization. I'm guessing they just retreated out of a port or something. No, they can't have done, because how do they land there? Don't attack them. Good. Let's have an attack plan. Alright, so we're going to let them move out of the port so we can encircle them more easily. Good. Don't reinforce in. Marseille falls, followed by Toulon. Hopefully some of them retreat north. And then we cycle that way to take them out. We've got enough to do something. War propaganda against Belgium and Legionary Romania. Legionary Romania, of course, actually still existing here as a government in exile. But because this is a core state, there will be no resistance. Okay. Let's just focus on Spain for a minute here. You coming down here. You coming down here. No, I should probably leave you there, really. And let's bring some more tanks down to deal with their slightly stern resistance around Barcelona. That actually they might be letting us pocket them there, so let's do that. Could, of course, deploy planes more effectively than we currently are. All those many, many CAS. Let's have you over Iberia, please. Glorious. Hitting us here, but not very successfully. Triumph in France. Establish Bourbon France. Oh, that's fun. So it's no longer Vichy France, it's Bourbon France. And we give some land to Italy, becomes the owner and controller. Wait, owner and controller? Huh. That's interesting. So they actually get Corsica not as like an occupied state. No, Germany will conquer all. We refuse armistice. Okay. I don't want more puppets right now. We're fine. You guys, do not attack into the mountains. This is foolishness. We shouldn't allow our victories to make us become complacent. Come down here. Good. Okay, port defenses. So up here. Ones where we have 3. You could spare some down here. All 3 of you going there? Good. One of you can go here instead. There we go. We will also need some Mediterranean port defenses established soon. Did you guys not manage to leave Nice? Alright, never mind then. Just drive them out. Yeah, look at that. With the air superiority, absolutely annihilating them. Glorious. Don't attack them there, please. Thank you. I'd like these guys. Yeah, exactly. Some of them are retreating north, which means as soon as we break through them here, we'll be able to head north and take them all out. Great. The convoy raiding here. We've caught a whole bunch of their convoys. Nice. And are taking them out. That's what I like to see. And they haven't put up any planes or surface ships to oppose my raiding just yet. Exquisite. You guys, get ready to push them out of Barcelona, please. Prevent them breaking out of that pocket. Just widen the pocket slightly there. Do some action against these guys. Bilbao did fall. That's fantastic. Head south with the tanks. Okay, other battles. Just taking out some of them. Planes have all withdrawn from the English Channel. We still have a whole bunch of Allied fighters active over the Channel, so that's nice. Not doing so good against the British sub-forces, but they're doing okay. You defenders on the Baltic. Still technically necessary, given the... oh, hello. I did not notice that at all. Right. Did I not have a plan here? Maybe I moved the troops off. It looks like we're going to be able to force them back. Get over here. We might need to shore up that defense a bit. Oh, they finally got pushed back from this mountain tile. Cool. Not a problem. Not a problem. Alright. Just wrap this up. They're going in there. Tanks going south. Alright. Very low organization on everyone in Barcelona. Probably because they have... No, not too many problems with supply. I was thinking maybe the convoy interception was giving them big supply issues, but not yet. So, let's make them retreat to the sea. And then immediately regret it. What do we got here? 4 from the Raj, 1 from the United States, 2 more from the Raj. Oh. Soon, none from anywhere. Magnificent. Turkey wants to send us another bunch of expeditionary forces. Absolutely, Turkey. I accept them with open arms. These men... Yeah, okay. We needed some Baltic defenders. These guys aren't so bad. Just 1 per port should be sufficient. Ah, these are probably where the Romanian divisions came from. Yeah. And then it looks like up here has been invaded, so let's put a couple extra there. The rest of you, I think, can join the African campaign. Got reasonable supply here. I think we can begin the offensive here. I would rather not activate the battle plan. Africa is very easy to become a bit of a... or rather, it's very easy for Africa to become a bit of a manic affair when you have battle plans, because the tiles are so huge and it all becomes very ugly. So we're going to try and manually control the African campaign. Okay, you're not pushing through? That seems unlikely, if I'm honest. Yeah, there we go. Thought so. What's that? Hills? Well, 2 tanks will certainly be able to push through it. There we go. Kicked them all out of Barcelona and then immediately caught and destroyed their convoys. Magnificent. Time for an invasion of all of these Mediterranean islands to turn this into a proper Axis lake. And then we might invade Portugal without bothering with Spain. I mean, Spain has... they have some factories, and we have the resources to put those factories to use now, but do we really need to invade Spain? Yeah, I mean, it's a long justification period. It would cost us a lot of political power. We can certainly start justifying on Sweden now. We're definitely in a position to do that. Basically, whatever else is going on in the world, we will be able to have the resources to engage in a war against Sweden. The resources in this case meaning equipment rather than actual resources. So you guys, you 20 wits, someone made a very good suggestion. You could put them all in one province, switch them all to a 40 width, and then merge them all, consolidate them all rather, because they'd all be like about half strength. That's not a bad idea at all. I don't think we are going to do that, because I think I'm going to use them for these port defenses, where I'd rather not have the good anti-air troops covering all the ports. But that is a really good suggestion, so I will very much consider doing that in the future. For now, all you guys go to Paris. I think 1 full anti-air army positioned like this might be enough to repel any naval invasion launched anywhere along the front. These aren't actually the very best anti-air divisions. Let's upgrade them. And do we want to add logistics in as well? We don't actually have the towed anti-air for this. All right, fair enough. We won't do that early. But yes, I think 1 24 arc width here. Sorry, 1 full 24 sized army of 40 width divisions would, I think, be enough to relieve any port that found itself under attack. So we're going to take out all these port defenses and replace them with the 20 widths in this section. And Antwerpen, I think, was also, yeah, also one that needs replacing. Okay, so my 20 widths, they were all going to Paris, that's right. Good. So down you come to Bilbao as the lowest. 1, 2, 3. Oh, left the front line on Bordeaux. Probably going to try and defend the ports proportional to their size. So Brest could do with 3. Cherbourg, I believe, is not a very large one. Let's take a look here. Cherbourg is 5. Calais is 0. Oh, Calais is not a port. I didn't realize that. Dunkirk is 6. Ghent is 3. Okay. So U9, gonna want 3 here. Ghent's very close to Antwerp though, so I think we've got 2 there and then maybe 1 on Antwerp. Then 2 here. Probably 1 extra on Antwerpen. Yeah, that seems pretty good. We are now, of course, over-garrisoning a bit up here. All those Turkish troops no longer really necessary. So what I think we'll do... Where did I put them? They're one of these. Yes, okay. Turkish Expeditionary Force 1. Let's have as a second fallback line, much like this one, in reserve. Like so. Again, just ready to respond should there be an attack. Looks good. And I will, again, just take out all these coastal ones. And the ones that are non-ports as well. We might put some of these back in, but not quite as aggressively. Because right now, them landing is really not a... it's not a terrible proposition. It doesn't really appall me in the way it used to. So we're going to simplify the defenses here. Them landing next to ports, that is. I still don't want them to land on ports. Really. You guys. Oh yeah, I'm going to take out all these defenses. Just merge them all into the main port defense army. How about you guys go here. Good. These guys, I think, can stay up here, but I'm going to take them out of that army. That's sufficient now, I think. And it's going to free up a bunch of men that we're going to be able to use for, you know, invading all kinds of other places. Have I missed any ports? Yeah. You guys were Turkish port holders. We would like to adjust this front line a bit. Go a little closer to the coast there. And we should actually bear in mind that this front line setup is wrong. So you can go to there, and you can go to there, because otherwise they'll only actually fill the bottom half of each front line. Having these in 2 different places should solve that. So now these are the remaining troops we have. I think where are the real hotspots? They like invading up here. They like invading here. Let's position these guys in just near where they really like invading. So some here, some in Amsterdam, and then some around this region. They can move north if Kiel comes under threat. And actually, some of them can go along with this guy on Kiel itself. The rest of them, the other 5. Bilbao would be quite hard to relieve if they invaded it. How many? We've got 3 20-wits right there. Right now, let's stick a decent 40-wit on there as well. You... Yeah. Oh, we actually missed this port entirely. But we don't want to do it on this army. Not all of them. Let's put 2 40-wits on there. Seems easily sufficient. You guys... Right, this could do with covering. Until we take Sweden and Oslo anyway. And this port as well. Completely neglected there. There we go. Alright, remaining 1 can go... Sure, here. Is that all coastal cities covered? No, we're missing 1 here. Where did I send 3 around here? Oslo? Not Oslo, sorry. Brest. Brest can go here. Okay, that looks good. We do still need to worry about Mediterranean port defenses, but they are seriously less of a concern now that the Allies are about to be denied basically the only place they have left to actually launch said invasions from. But for the sake of security, I will garrison the Mediterranean ports. Rome, apparently undefended? Right, that must have been a... what do you call it? A Romanian division that was staffing Rome. Okay, you guys all coming south. Drive them back. Good. Tanks going south still. Just clean that up. Good. Okay. The next step is to move all our troops out of the region, and then, or at least all the troops who don't want to stay in this region should move out of the region, and then we'll deal with resistance. What do we want to do with all these Italian divisions and 20 wits here? Maybe we don't have the 40 wits? No. We send the Turks somewhere else? Ah, we used up the men that we were going to use for the second front line here, so that's fine. These guys can do that. Yes, that will work nicely. Okay, and now the Turks can be a more central invasion reserve. Okay, good. So, empty province. That's what I like to see. Quick pinning action on him. Move down. I'd rather not go through those mountains, so I think we'll power along the coast with these tanks rather than try and push through here. Nice. Always good to be on the defensive. Gives me the pocket here. Beautiful. Planes-wise, they seem to no longer be bombing us at all, which is always good. Where shall I put the planes? I think we stand them down for a moment and reassess the situation. I think all the planes just come to Paris, and I will organize you from there when we decide where I want you next. Seems fine. They're immediately flying over southern France. What are they up to? Just flying fighters. That won't help them. So all of these many spare men is an excellent thing to have. Lots and lots of spares. You guys, 2 of you should be in this army. Okay, lots of spares. Trained troops, no less, which is excellent. A couple of green ones running down here. We could train them up, you know, get everyone up to regular. Might be worth doing. We should just check on the Chinese front. How are things over here? Still basically unopposed. Let's make these attack plans a little bit more ambitious. You have one there. You guys, let's just quickly reorganize you. If you wouldn't mind taking all of this region, that would be phenomenal. And you just push until you hit serious Raj resistance, and then I will once again resume manual control of the situation. The Raj seriously lacks defenses here, are slightly over garrisoned here, hurting on attrition. Let's pull back a bit there. Right, so what are we short on in terms of resources? We're currently importing quite a lot of aluminium. We are short on oil. Okay. Why? I guess we've just got a bunch of new factories that will automatically assign to planes. So, Romania, if you wouldn't mind once again sending me a bunch of oil. We're importing aluminium, tungsten, and oil. So, with the factories that we do have, almost all of them are just on repair. Do I want to keep them on repair? They're currently on construction engineering. We could do a bit of repair, just to fix everything in France, basically. And there's a huge amount of broken stuff in Russia as well. Lots of forts that, of course, I really don't care about fixing anymore. Yes, let's engage in a massive reconstruction project for a little bit. I'm not going to put anything else into the queue unless a subject is just about to become autonomous. I mean, Bulgaria and Hungary both problematic because of all the imports. We could lend-lease them some stuff. We do have some old infantry equipment that we could send. If I were to send you 50,000 of these, sure, let's do that. You can have 50,000 of those. Bulgaria, you can also have 50,000 of these. That will certainly help. Who else is getting a bit close? Italy is also making their way towards a little bit of progress. So we could give you... Oh, we do have to ship it to you, though. So I'm probably not going to do that. Both accepted the Lend-Lease, of course. And then moving south. Wrapping up this region. Okay, good. Tank surplus. Looking glorious. And the modern tank production, of course, started last time. I forgot about that. Magnificent. Let's design our modern tank division. And also get a whole bunch more mediums. And then I will probably call it a part. We probably have enough tank divisions right now, honestly. So maybe we start dramatically reducing our medium tank production and ramping up on modern tanks. Because what we need is not more, but rather better, I think. So, from the medium tank template, we will duplicate. Show me those modern tanks. So, the supply use increase, very minor, actually. That's quite nice. That's very nice. Well, it's going to do that for each one, of course, but look at that armor increase. Spectacular. We could build mixed templates to begin with, as we increase our number of modern tanks, steadily switching more and more in. But I think I'd rather just know what's what. Oh, it automatically did them all. Good. And here, give me some moderns, please. Nice. For now, of course, we don't have modern self-propelled AA, so we'll just leave... Oh, whoops. That wouldn't be such a good division. They actually already have... How does this have 18 organization? That's incredible. The HP is quite a bit lower. Whoops. Alright, switch those out. We could use... This is just... I want to quickly demonstrate this. I do not think mechanized are worth it at all. They're slower. I mean, we haven't got good tech for them, but still. They're slower. The armor is 1 higher. The hardness is quite a bit better, in fairness. But, I mean, look at the other stats. Soft attack goes up by 6. Hard attack goes up by 40 of 700. It's just... It's not worth it. And they cost... What is it? 12 times as much? It's crazy. This is... Modern tank. 40 width. SPAA. Good. With logistics company... Probably don't need support artillery in there. We could throw in support anti-air. Would use less supply. Support anti-tank. We don't even produce these. I haven't invented this, and yet we still have them. I don't think. I mean, field hospitals wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. For less XP loss. I mean, you barely take... We're not going to take many casualties on these guys anyway. But yeah, sure. Let's put some field hospitals in there. Boom. And we're going to need a new icon for our glorious modern tanks. They are the wolves. Oh, hell yeah. That looks awesome. Okay. And I should, you know, do as I say. I think we should prioritize making far more of these. We are currently not... I was going to say we're rolling in chromium. Absolutely not rolling in chromium. But we've got a bunch we can import. So, it would help us no longer import from Portugal. So let's cease imports from Portugal. And let's cease imports from the Manchus. Or at least tone it down a bit. And import as efficiently as we can from the other ones. So 1 factory there is good. Greece using 1 factory. Okay, so we've got 18 that we could do with getting rid of. Nothing's higher up than the modern tanks. Where are my modern tanks? Right, they should be all together in the list. And we'll just reduce this until... There we go. That goes like that. There we go. Start going on these glorious modern tanks. We can keep converting Panzer IIs into self-propelled AA. Honestly, we have a lot of self-propelled AA, so I don't really want to do that. Maybe I do it even more intensively. Or maybe I put the factories onto something else. Like... a bunch more naval bombers to just decimate the enemy fleets around here. That seems pretty good. Transports as well for supplying a potential naval invasion of Britain. Could be good. So I'm going to dramatically reduce medium tank production. As well as medium tank AA production, I think. We have enough medium tanks. 30. Just leave 30 there to make sure we never go into a deficit. That seems pretty good. Okay, what are we short now? Bunch of chromium, as expected. Bulgaria, hit me up. Lovely. So, we can now probably cancel all imports of tungsten. Yes, indeed. We can reduce our imports. Oh, why am I getting inefficient import from them? That's weird. Import less from Hungary. Would be nice. No, we don't actually have anywhere to fill that back up from. Oil. Over-importing on oil. There we go. Glorious. Okay. You guys, where am I going to send you? Let's just finish off Spain. In fact, let's finish off the episode. In the next episode, we will finish off Spain, and then pick, basically. I mean, Sweden is, of course, an up-and-coming target, but, you know, time's ticking on. I don't really want to operate on just one front. I think next episode, we will put our troops in position to take Norway and Sweden, and then we will, while we're waiting for the justification on Sweden, we'll focus on the Eastern Front, destroy the Raj, destroy the remainder of Free France, maybe garrison some of these ports wouldn't be a terrible idea. And then, you know, the rest of the men that aren't involved in that just muster ready for the invasion of England, I think. Seems good. And then, of course, once England falls, eyes turn west. And we'll look at what we can do to take out the US. But until then, thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.